abortion. Where are we, church? Why aren't we on the front lines in this issue? Why are we not at the gates of hell, at death's door, at the clinics? Why are we not there speaking up for the littlest of our neighbors? Why are we not there preaching the gospel to the lost people, taking them to the slaughter, mothers, fathers, preaching, speaking, proclaiming truth through tracts, through signs, through one-on-one conversations with desk escorts, with other clinic workers, with nurses, with doctors, all with blood on their hands and on their soul for the murder of the unborn? Why, church, are we so largely absent? Why, church, are we so neglectful of our littlest and our most wicked neighbors? It is such a privilege to be able to go to death's door, to the gates of hell, as it were, to be able to share the saving gospel of Jesus Christ. Yes, it is a privilege, friends. I'm not saying you have to go to abortion clinics. By no means. We're saved by grace, by Jesus Christ. Many of us may not have a clinic anywhere near us, but that's pretty hard to find. I live in a town, by the grace of God, where there isn't a clinic in my town, and I have to drive over an hour to get to one. There's only, say, 12 in my whole state. But we can get there. And I'll tell you, friends, I'm as apathetic as the rest. I've spent many a dollar, many an hour plan, many a piece of my day, or several days, for my own self-fulfillment, for my own pleasure, to go to a mall in another town, to go to an event in another town. How many of us are spending our time at sporting events, at concerts, at malls, at movie theaters, going for our own pleasure and neglecting the least and the most wicked? That's right, friends. It is a privilege to be able to go to these clinics, because where else can you find so clearly, so definitively, so providentially the most innocent of our neighbors, the unborn and the child in the womb of the mother, totally without a voice, totally without protection, that can be murdered at the whim of their very mother? Where can we go in the same place where you find the most innocent, the most unprotected, the most precious, innocent, pure neighbors we could find, in the exact same place, connected to even the most wicked? The mothers who want to murder them, the fathers approving of their slaughter, encouraging it, the doctors being paid blood money to assassinate that child in the womb, the advocates, the death escorts, the clinic workers that promote the slaughter of the unborn, that cherish it, that profit from it, that live because of it. Friends, where can we go where it is a life and death issue right now, right there, other than the clinics where abortion takes place, the murder mills where the little image bearers of God are destroyed by the thousands day by day? It is a great privilege we have as Christians to be able to go, to be able to be there. In church, we are largely silent. The great Christian speaker and author Francis Schaeffer said decades ago that every abortion clinic ought to have a sign on their door that says, "Open by permission of the local church." Since 1973, some 50+ million image bearers of God have been slaughtered in their mother's womb, and that's just the ones we've been able to count. And the church is largely absent, and the church is largely silent. This doesn't take legislation, although it's important. This doesn't take votes. This doesn't take sonograms. This doesn't take science. This is a wicked, this is an evil, this is a sin. And as all sin, it can only be addressed by the gospel. So friends, church, please call out to God. Beg for a heart to overcome your fear, to overcome your unwillingness to break out of your comfort zone. beg that God would give you a heart to go and stand in the gap at the gates of hell with the message of the cross, the message of salvation for the most wicked, and to stand for the life of the most defenseless. Pray, plead, plan, pastors, preach, saints, go. All of us live as disciples, making disciples, bringing the gospel into conflict with the darkness of this age so that God would be glorified, souls would be saved, and babies' lives would not perish.